Okay, we did a full inspection of all 4 of our hives last week to see how they were doing. One overwintered hive, a package hive from the first week in April, and a package hive from the first week, 2 package hives from the first week in May. And so today we're just going to do a real brief check of just the package hives. The overwintered hives doing fine, no need to mess with it today. So I'm just going to focus on the 3 packages, and we're going to do a very quick inspection. We're not going to do the detailed look at every frame kind of thing that we did last time. So we'll just do a quick check-in and see how they're doing and see if there's anything that they need from us. Our first inspection today will be our package that we installed the first weekend in April. So last week the queen in here was going back and filling back in where brood from eggs she had laid had already hatched out. So we're going to see if that has continued into this week and whether in fact she has moved up into the second deep that I added a couple of weeks back. First check is how heavy is this box? Because they've been taking the feed that I've been giving them, so the question is, have they just filled this box with nothing but food? It's relatively heavy, but it also feels like we've got some cross combing between the 2 boxes. So I'm just going to pop out one of these center frames quickly and see if we have any signs that the queen's been up here hanging out. Oh boy, this frame is, no, I thought it was heavy, but it was actually, it feels like it was cross combed to the box underneath it, or maybe, oh, actually it was connected to the next frame over. All right, so center frame, this is where I would expect to see evidence that the queen has come up first, and as you can see, we have hatched out brood. So she has been on this frame for sure within the last week. I didn't spot any eggs in this last week, so that looks like that's probably something that she added subsequent to my last inspection. Oh yeah, and we have very small brood. You're probably not going to be able to pick it out, but in the center of this frame we have some very small brood. And if I hold it up to the sun, eggs. Okay, we have eggs as well as brood on this frame. So I actually don't even need to see anything else. That's all I wanted to see, that she had moved up into this box and that they are continuing to progress. I am going to pick up the entire box quickly, however, to look at the bottom to make sure there are no swarm cells. It seems unlikely since this is a package, but this is the time of year where that can happen. And she like I mentioned last week, she's very prolific. She's laying eggs like crazy, so we want to make sure that they don't come to the conclusion that they need more space before I come to the conclusion that they need more space. So I'm just going to lift this entire box up and take a quick peek. Okay, we have some burr comb extending between the top box and the bottom box, so that's what I felt. But it's just burr comb. It doesn't look like there's any queen cells in it or even queen cups, so we're fine. So I'm just going to scrape this off because I just don't like when they do this. They're probably not going to be real happy with me, but you know what? If you don't want me to do this, then don't do it to me. You don't do it to me, I won't do it to you. Off we go, girls. We're going to be a little bit more invasive in the second and third hives because last week they were just, we were just starting to see signs of eggs in those, and I want to just make sure that we've got a nice brood pattern going before I move on. Okay, the camera's in kind of an awkward spot here, so hopefully you can still see things okay. So this is one of our packages that I installed the first weekend in May. Today is May the 16th, so it was 2 weeks ago yesterday that I hived this package. And they're already propalizing pretty well. All right. Okay, now because this hive has only been here for 2 weeks, we're going to expect to see brood uncapped. Might even be a little capped, depending on how soon she got to laying eggs. But we will not see the population has increased at all since we installed this package, because obviously they haven't been in here long enough to hatch out any brood yet. There are a lot of bees on the outside of this frame. I suspect that means they're storing a lot of their food down there. We'll see if they've been filling the brood chamber with the 1-to-1 sugar syrup, because if they have, I may end up having to give them another box just to give them somewhere to do that productively, and not get to the point where the queen has nowhere to lay eggs and the hive becomes honey bound, so to speak, nectar bound, food bound. Okay, let's get this out. This frame is extremely heavy, so they have absolutely been filling it with food. Okay. Yep. Oh, and there's eggs in drone cells. So this queen is making drones as well as potentially making workers. I don't know that you're going to be able to see any of the eggs, but I'll hold it up there just in case. All right. I see no queen on this frame. Eggs on both sides of it though. So she's been on this frame within the last few days. And this hive had fewer eggs in it last week, so even if those are drone eggs, it's good to see that she's laying. Now we want to go farther in and hopefully we'll find worker brood as well, because we don't want tons of drones if we don't have enough workers. Okay, there we go. There's some worker brood. I don't know how well you're going to see it, but there's some on here. A good amount. Oh, and the queen in here is not marked, so I have to be especially careful. If we spot her, I've got my marking pen in my pocket. I should look at that outer frame one more time to make sure I didn't stick her outside, because we don't want her hopping off there and walking away. That would be a very bad thing. I definitely don't see her on this frame. A lot of bees in here. We haven't seen much attrition in this hive yet. That surprises me, because there is a nectar flow going on right now. I would have expected that a fair number of these bees would be going out on gathering flights, and you're going to lose some. Just, you know, they're going to wear themselves out. Oh, look at that. There we go. That is a nice looking frame of brood. I'm going to tip the camera up so you can see it better, because I don't want to tip it too much to the side, because it's only connected on the sides and the top and not on the bottom. But there's a nice frame of capped brood. So she was laying eggs last week, but they've obviously been quite busy since then, and that is looking beautiful. So, and same story on the other side. A beautiful frame of capped brood. I am looking for the queen so I can mark her, but I am not spotting her. So she's not here today. If she is, she's moving too quick for me, and that wouldn't be the first time. All right, so we've got one frame of almost completely capped brood. If we've got another one or two like that, it will be time to add another deep to this hive very soon. Well, there's another nice, beautiful brood frame, and I see small brood around the outside, and eggs. Yep, there are eggs in there as well. So, okay, she's been on this frame within the last 3 days, so she's making the rounds. Oh, and we have some drone brood too, down at the bottom there. So, and You can see some of the uncapped brood there down near the bottom of the capped brood area. There's the queen. I spotted her. All right, she's near the top of this frame. Right at the top. Look for a spot to put her neck, looks like. Or to get away from me. She just went through to the other side. That wasn't a very good job because she was moving too fast and my hand's not that steady. If I thought I could do it, I'd hold her down, but I'm just not that good. Well, I'm just going to call that good. She's got a marking on her, so I should be able to pick her out now. And not too much on her. I didn't get her any on her eyes. And you want to be careful not to get it on their eyes, because if you do that, the workers can oftentimes interpret that as some sort of a genetic problem with the bee, with the queen, and then they'll kill her to make a new one. And we don't want that. So, better to only partially mark her than overly mark her. I have had friends that have gone crazy with their marking pens to the point that the entire queen was pink. And yeah, you don't want to do that. So, I don't need to see any more. She's doing well. I know that I've got at least 2 frames, and probably, I'm guessing the next one over was going to be the same way. So we've probably got at least 3 frames almost full of capped brood, which means that this hive is going to be needing another box next week, almost certainly. Now those would have been capped since I was in here last week, so I've got another week. I can give them until next weekend. Today's Sunday, so maybe I'll come out on Saturday and give them a new box, to give them a second box. Okay, this is our first weekend in May package. So again, been in the hive for 2 weeks and 1 day, and they're taking our 1-to-1 quite well. So they're going to need 3 more jars. So that's good. That will stimulate brood production. This hive, I thought last week, was the better of the 2 young packages. So it's not surprising that they might be doing better as far as how quickly they're making brood. We shall soon see. I've been spending most of my day in my office, so it's nice to be out here doing something fun, hanging out with my girls. I'm sure they're really overjoyed to see me too. They just don't know it yet. Okay, that's a nice heavy frame, so they've got a lot of food in this, I can tell just by the feel of it. Yeah, the shadow of the camera is probably getting in the way. There's oh, there we go. I don't know how well you can see the shinies, but there's nothing but food in this one. Lots and lots of it. So they are going up to the feeder, bringing it down in and storing it, thinking it's nectar. And the good news about that is that tells the queen, hey, we got a nectar flow going, we need more hands. More hands makes for easier work. So she's hopefully making them some sisters to help out. Okay, looking at this frame. I see shinies, but I don't see any eggs on this one. I see eggs in drone cells, just like I did on the outer frames in the first one that I checked. So this queen's going to be making us some drones too. You know, it is mid-May, so oh, and there's the queen right in the middle of this frame, right near the top, right here. So I'll see if I can get her more with me here. There we go. I got some on that worker's eyes, so that wasn't very nice, but I got it on our queen's thorax, which was the goal. So now she is marked. So that's a much better mark than I got on the last one. I'm just going to put this frame back in. I don't want to pester that queen anymore. I'm going to go look at a couple more frames. Since we know where she is, we don't have to worry about losing her. Yeah. And on this side, we have live brood, open brood. Probably can't see it, but here, let me tip the camera up, so maybe that'll help. It's small, but we have some open brood near the top there. Yeah, still in the shadow of the camera. Darn it! Let me try moving the camera a little bit, give you a better angle. Yeah, there's quite a bit of open brood on that side. Well, here we go. Here's some more mature open brood, and they're starting to cap some on this side too. So you can see some open brood there where I'm blowing on them, and a few cap cells as well. So there we go. That's what we were looking for. All right, and I'm going to look at one more frame, and then we'll call it good. There we go. There's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful frame of cap brood. A few open ones at this end. But that's going to be a couple thousand more bees in the next couple of weeks, and just the same pattern on the other side, which is exactly what we want to see. All right, we'll look at one more frame, and we'll call it good. If the next frame over has as much brood as this one had, I'm feeling just as good about this hive as I am the last one. Oh, this one's heavier. Feels like maybe it's got more food in it. They've got it propolised pretty well. No, this one's got a lot of capped brood as well. There we go. So there's, notice there, you can see the shinies in there. There's some food in here too. So this hive also by next week is going to be ready for another deep. Look at that, beautiful. All right, and oh, and the next frame over has capped brood as well. So yeah, this box, both of these two hives that I put in the first weekend in May are ready for a second deep next weekend. So we'll just close them up now and plan on doing that next week. Thanks for watching.